his mouth and give our hood a bad name. Why he couldn't keep it silent and take his case like a man. Why everybody hate my hood.
In the front of these people
that's not even
aware. And you telling them that every day y'all finna be fucked up. This is what you telling the life coaches.
You basically getting people setting them up for failure.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't agree with that, bro. Because I don't. I'm like, I done saw too much. And you know, like I know when you've been in the game, you done try to help too many people that ain't gonna help themselves. So at some point you understand your choice is gonna be yours, man. I can care all I want, but I can't care more about you than you, man.
You can't help them if they don't want help. You know what I mean?
But then he told me, I'm the preacher's kid, talking about himself, you know? Yeah. I'm the preacher's kid. I ain't never been in the street.
So they got a whole nother perspective.
Right, so you can't separate it because you ain't been around enough to get desensitized.
Yeah.
And you on the outs, you grew up on the outskirts of somewhere where it's not cracking like that.
Man,
you from like 24th and on.
We getting a rolling start, man. Like, we back in the building. It's About My Money TV, you know what I'm saying, presents Mikey Swisher's Barz2Brickz, man. If y'all ain't been tuned into the platform, what we doing here is, I think it's really something special, man. Like a lot of people say they trying to do something, but this been a movement for my brother, where basically, when you moving from the bars and you back out on the bricks, we want to provide a platform for the people who've been justice impacted in so many ways. It's 99.9% of the black community. And with felons, you coming home from a short or a long bit where you have the opportunities, where you have resources, and we putting them all in these YouTube videos for y'all to access, man. What's up with you, home, baby?
Yes,
what's going on, man?
How you doing, man? Just trying to connect, man. Trying to make sure all the brothers get their resources and get their feet
straight into the mic, bro.
You
gotta get used to it.
You know, I gotta get used to it,
man. You got right into the mic, my brother.
Yeah. But everybody get off and running. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So, but I got a special brother with us on this platform today, man.
Man, full transparency. We shot this one time, and King Chaos, and somehow didn't get the audio on. And I'm a grown man. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know what happened, man. But it was so impactful, man. We had to bring this brother back, man. And we usually let them introduce themselves, man.
He's one of ours for real.
Yeah. Introduce themselves, man. So introduce yourself, my brother.
All right, peace, everybody. That's peace for me and peace for you, man. This is Chauncey, man. Chauncey Anderson. Most know me by Nut. Or if you've been behind the walls with me, it's Tahuti, man. Tahuti Hatep.
I love that, man. I love that, man. Thank you for coming back for we can put out this content for the people, man. We always starting like, what's your background, man? Where you come from? What side of town? Because it's NAP, but this is worldwide at the same time. So break it down for us.
Inner city representative, man. I don't live pretty much most of the city, but I was born and raised and spent most of my life on 24th in New Jersey. But, you know, by way of Zunieville, by way of the land, definitely by way of
that block.
You know, folk block, you know. I definitely
that block.
So I've been in a lot of places. I always tell people, man, I got about 4 or 5 neighborhoods that claim me. And I don't ever deny none of them, man, because I'm really from all of them. You know, you say it take a village to raise a child, and it definitely was a lot of neighborhoods and a lot of OGs from different neighborhoods and a lot of brothers I link with all over the place because I pretty much move around solo. So I've been embraced by so much that I thought it was foreign when people said you can't go here or there. I didn't know it was a thing until I was grown and people was telling me where they don't go, man.
Hey, ain't that that's rolling into the situation. So like how we grew up, how things has changed, but at the same time, we kind of move freely throughout the city. I know, bro did, you know.
Absolutely. I mean, we did that. Let me ask you though, bro. Like, when you was out in the streets, you know what I mean? What impacted you growing up to move how you was moving?
I think the biggest 2 things, man, was for one, poverty. You know what I mean? And I think that stemmed from my mother getting shot. Like when I was in the 2nd grade, my mother got shot. You know what I mean? And like my pops, he was already, they was like teenagers when they had me. So I never remember my parents being together. But my pops caught a case when my mother was pregnant with me. And he caught a case, and he ended up, I guess in them times you can do like a diversion plan to go to the service. So he went to the Marines. Mm-hmm. So he was stationed elsewhere. And then like I said, my auntie bit a lady ear off in the neighborhood when we was young. Something happened. They was fighting, and her brother came back, bust shot, trying to shoot my auntie, but shot my mom's. So my mom's is down, right? And then I'm the oldest of my mom's kids. I got 5 sisters. So I had to help my moms get them. But I was old enough just to remember how rough it was, you know what I'm saying, for her at that time. So then when you going out and people got stuff, you want stuff, and you scared to ask for stuff because you feel like ain't nobody got it to give you. So you eventually just get a mentality of, I'm going to figure out how I got to get it, and it's always somebody willing at that time to bank on your mishaps. And that's kind of how it was with me, honestly. It was somebody, you know what I mean, from a different neighborhood. I ain't going to say his name, but had basically, they put my cousin on. So my cousin had to be like 15, right? And I'd be out there every day with my cousin all night. It's like my favorite cousin. So I'm out there with him because I'm going to be spending the night at his house. Somebody noticed that and was like, well, you out here every day, blah, blah, blah. You might as well, you know what I mean? And I'll never forget, gave me like a half ounce in packs. You know what I'm saying? It was like, well, just bring me this much back.
Wow.
Then I'm like, hey, man, but I ain't standing out here. Before I took it, I'm like, I ain't standing out here all night, man. I ain't got no coat. He went and gave me, I'll never forget, a Buffalo Bill starter and gave me a sack, bro. And it was just...
That's how you took off.
And it just was that, it was just that simple, just overnight, right? 13, somebody give you a sack, you need it, you know what I mean? Because at the time, like I said, I might be the last one to eat. Well, not second to last, because I ain't going to lie. My cousin, he put something in me that most grown-ups can't put in you, right? Because his situation similar to mine, but I remember, like, vividly this story, right? I remember we all over the house deep, right? And everybody eating raviolis or whatever. And it's some left, just a little. And I'm like, cuz, I'll just walk down to grandma's house. And he said, nah, man, go ahead, you eat that. And right-handed guy, man, he took the bread and swapped the pan, like rest of the pan, right? And that's what he ate. He like, nah, you my little cousin, man, right? 2 years older than me. Like, nah, man, you gonna always be, to make sure y'all cool. So that I took that form on from that day on, like with my sisters and them. No matter what I got sacrificed, right? I'm gonna do it because somebody did it for me.
Absolutely.
And that was crazy that I just remember that story, but that's what it was. So it was just like, yeah, okay, somebody else ain't complaining about it. He just like, it's whatever. I'll figure it out. You know what I mean? But that kind of was different for me.
So
that's a strong story, bro.
Absolutely.
I'd have been the youngest, so I understand that mentality. Like I don't think people really understand like getting in the kitchen, bro, and you don't get, it ain't everybody didn't ate. You don't even get to eat. Like moms always had food in the house and everything like that, but if you like a kid, you don't even know how to put a meal together, man. When you hit in there, it might be food in there, but if it's gone, you like, damn, like, what I'm gonna do? Like, I don't think people really like, unless you grew up in the hood, you don't really understand that feeling, man.
Nah, man, I just heard some dudes talking yesterday, right? And they was talking about how they really didn't get put on ramen noodles till college, right? And my dude said, like, he told his mom's, like, dang, Mom just had a ramen noodle. Brought up the ramen noodle. She was like, all right, my son down there struggling. They was ready to go get him. I'm like, man, what, 11? What? 11? I put that cheese in with them crackers and felt like I did something. Like, you know what I mean? It was so normal for me to eat a noodle at that age. And you know what I mean? Some of the pre-packed little meat from Aldi's or something. Yeah. Man, I ain't had no complaints, man, about that. So just to hear somebody the way they explained it, like I ain't even get in the conversation. You see what I'm saying?
They didn't even understand your view on it. Like, bro, that was eating.
Man, you feel me?
Eating.
So, yeah, man.
So you was moving through the, you learned the game. So, you in and out of jail. Eventually, you got
juvenile, man. Like
Yeah,
I can't bypass juvenile.
Okay.
Because that's what got me my pass in the city.
Okay.
Right. So I can't, cause I'm like an 11-time juvenile offender. Right. Plus the boys' school came with. So, you know what I mean. I got a 94 DLC number. Cause they give them to you. So like, yeah, I can't even bypass that portion because, right. That made brotherhoods in all these other neighborhoods, right, where I got a pass at when I didn't know it wasn't that. Because you in there with people and circumstances make y'all do stuff together that you might not have to do. Because, like, growing up where I grew up, when we stepped out, we always kind of had the numbers.
Right.
So I was, like, middle of the pack, closer to the end in age. So unless somebody say, go get him, I really ain't had no problems, right? And I was one of them dudes that I was really cool with everybody. So it almost somebody got to make me get on you. You know what I mean? Because I'm the dude that had nothing in the house. So if you got a game, I'm probably going to be playing your game with you, or, you know what I mean? We just going to be kind of until everybody come out. So them fights in, like, them fights in juvenile when people used to bang and we banging together, or when you cool with my cousin, it don't matter what you is, like, and so I know you over there with my cousin when I go visit my cousin, so I don't care what you is, y'all ain't about to touch him. Them type of bonds made me cool with people individually everywhere that it always stuck, even leading to jail, because it was the same way in jail. Like you grouping up with people almost out of necessity, because y'all remember how the old jail was. It ain't when. It's finna happen. You know what's gonna happen. So, absolutely. All right, us 4 against them 5 or whatever. You know what I mean? And so like that's why I said I couldn't kind of skip through that portion, because man, that got me a lot of real dudes, man. And the sad part of it is, a lot of us was raised, like I got dudes I done been to juvenile with, right? The
raised
county,
in the system.
I'm talking about 2-3 prisons with over a lot of time, you know what I mean? And we still super duper solid to this day from them experiences that we got together.
Right. So, as you was navigating through the system, right? Eventually, you got tired, right?
Indeed.
So what clicked to you? Like, man, I can't do this no more, man. What started happening? What transpired?
I think like you get a point in your life where you think you got it figured out, right? So I thought I had it figured out, and what I did, I ended up giving my love, because music was always like my first love, music, right? Making music, listening to music. So I got good at the raps. But then over time, I had by the time I was 27, I had 7 kids. Maybe 26, I had 7 kids already. So now I'm like, nobody's letting me and all my kids live with them.
No way.
So I done got good in the game. Like, never had caught a drug charge or nothing like that, right? So all my life, I just wanted to get my chance, make music. I'm going to get rich off rap. But at some point, I couldn't take the rap serious as I wanted, because who's going to take care of all my responsibilities while I'm in the middle of trying to get a rap career? So I get locked up in the middle of that, and I left everybody. You know what I mean? Like, that's one. So now everybody that need me, it ain't like nobody functioning on their own. I done left everybody.
All your kids.
So that's one, right, that I can't provide for my family, right? And then the revelation of, right, a story that I told y'all partially off camera about the little guy that came to me with that phone when he came with his father. A little guy come with his father. He got a phone and he can't be number like 12, and he won't give his father the phone, but his pops like, give me the phone, and he won't give it to him. And I just understood him without talking to him. So I tell the father, man, walk away for a minute, let me talk to him, right? I buy the phone from the kid. I pay the father to leave the kid alone and don't take what I gave the kid for the phone. Then I find out that the kid has stole his teacher's phone, and the father knew that he stole the teacher's phone, right? From that story, I just flipped through my mind, and I'm like, dang, thinking about food stamp cards, and locked up, all you got is your memories.
Absolutely.
Right? So sometimes they work against you, and mine worked against me in the right way because it played on my heart. I started thinking of how I would have $1,500 to $2,000 a month worth of stamps, food stamps that I'm buying from people. So when I start thinking how many kids you gotta have to get $500, $600, $700 worth of stamps, right? That started breaking me down because I understood that's the same stuff I was going through, right, growing up. So everything I hated about the game, I became. Every cry that I had about what I didn't have, right, I multiplied it by X amount of families and children. So with that being said, I made a covenant with myself, right? And I'm never, no matter what the situation is in life, I'm never going to have to step on nobody else to get ahead. Like, I'm never going to take no food out of a kid's mouth. I'm not going to destroy nobody's Christmas. I'm not going to make sure you have to wear your summer clothes to school. You know what I'm saying? The next year, stuff that I really went through, right? This stuff that I really went through. I'm not going to create that problem for nobody else, man. And I got to get out and do the work, right, to get back for what I did, man. So that's why, like I said, I played on my heart with everything I done in life, and then that made me now do the hard work to say, all right, I'd rather get back than destroy.
Man, that's commendable. It's crazy how you break down the story, because I don't think a lot of people that we've been speaking to on this platform, and even Swish, we have to realize the error of your ways in order to change. You know what I'm saying? And basically what you're saying is, in your mind, you felt like you seen yourself in that kid, and it made you kind of like, damn, I'm doing the same thing to his life that happened in my life, like the parallels. It's crazy.
Yeah,
man.
because I know how it is to survive, man.
Yeah.
Like, man, I know how it is to survive, man. And most people survive so long that they don't understand that you really don't know how to live. They mistake breathing for being alive. But, nah, that's a different thing when you surviving, man.
So, while you had a being, right, and you having these reflections, so you start putting your transformative motion in action, right? You want to talk about like a mentor or some books that you came across that kind of help you transform to what you want, that you eventually led to the work you're doing now?
Yeah, man, I ran into a guy named Ochebe Turner, man. Like to me, like this my superhero, man, Ochebe, man, because right, he was exactly what I needed to see. Cause I'm more of somebody that got to see something. Like I never been one with a lot of faith. You know what I mean? Cause I done had faith in a lot of things and it never came to fruition. I done had a lot of hopes, a lot of dreams, and it's just rough for a long time to where you don't think stuff is possible. You know what I mean? You question, is God real? It gets so rough. You know what I mean? So in my silence, that's when, you know, God started speaking to me. When I understood to start giving up stuff, right? Meaning everything I was doing to get the money. And I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna give it up, man. Then that's when the right people start coming in my life, right? You know what the saying say?
You do right.
When the student is ready, the master will appear.
You did.
Right? And the right person popped up, right? Ochebe at the time, I'm already in the county, right? I'm waiting for my sentencing, and this is a dude, man. He pops up. He's the imam for the Muslims. He also over life skills, and he was over the GED program, right? This is a dude that has nothing but 8 felonies, robberies. He done did double-digit years in Michigan City, right? So for some reason, I was drawn to him, and found out that was my uncle's best friend when they was in Michigan City doing a lot of time together. Mm-hmm. But I was more baffled at what are you doing in the jail, like you had to fake your resume, bro. You like what name did you tell him? Like you didn't give me your real information, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But he did, man, and he was just showing me that all right, kill all the stereotypes that you got of yourself, man. You really can make it make sense if you get past yourself, right? A lot of times we don't think we qualify for stuff, so we won't even make an attempt or have the courage to try to do something. You know what I mean? But like I should tell people, I rode around with them drugs and with that gun with no license all my life and wasn't scared, right? But I would be almost timid to walk up and take and apply for positions or apply myself amongst people that's doing positive things because in my mind, right, I ain't qualified based off my demographics and my cases. But these people really don't be qualified they self because you trying to teach my demographic and people from places that I've been. Correct. So talking to this guy, right, he started giving me books, right, having real conversations, challenging me not to be in my own way because he kept always like, man, you really a little different, right? He saw something in me that I kind of saw in myself but was scared to bring to the forefront. Because soon as I'm saying I'm about to change, right, I knew everything I needed to do because I stayed quiet and long enough, right, to draw it from the source. And then I write it down, implement it, start playing and everything. But I used to have a habit of just staring at it and kind of leaving it where it's at because it's like, who about to go for this? Who gonna believe me, right? Or it's too fresh. I'm too fresh off the block to... Because when I say before they even gave me my time, bro, I'm the same way in everything I'm doing now, bro, I was already doing. I started programming, right? I started learning. I started figuring out how can I reach my people. Because I understood what I did. I already understood how we think in the hood. So it was like, damn, the challenge going to be how to be the less. Like, how to not have the numbers, but still have the respect.
Right.
Right? To where when you talking, they not saying it's jail talk. You know how quick it's jail talk. Absolutely. Or this, that, right? So
I went through that. I went through that with my family. You know what I'm saying? And I know exactly what you're talking about because in your transformation or even some knowledge, right, that we reading, we sharing it, and that's the first thing our people be, that's jail talk. But nah, go ahead, bro. Like it. So you move. You learning. You knowing the direction that you need to go.
You found the good.
Space.
No, the good space. You found a good representative to show you another way. You know what I mean? You found a good example of somebody who done what you wanted to do.
Who can get me started, right?
Yeah.
Because what I did have to learn, right, was I learned to learn from everybody, right? Mm-hmm. Because see, again, like I said, this was a Muslim, right? So when I'm trying to talk about him to the Christians, right, they ain't trying to hear about Buddy.
Yeah.
Right? You trying to talk about him to the Hebrews. So one thing I learned was how to be neutral. Mm-hmm. That's why I say, like, all right, titles, right? That's the first thing I had to start killing was titles. Nah, I ain't your nigga, bro. You know what I'm saying? Nah, let's kill we ain't gonna do no gang banging, bro. I'm not by your neighborhoods in here. Because what I learned is people got a problem with everything, right? But nobody got a problem with Chauncey. So I had to kill all titles first, right? Because, again, same way everybody claimed you for neighborhoods, right? And the organizations want to claim you, this side of town claim you, this city claim you. I'm like, damn, you can't be all of that. That's too many titles.
Absolutely.
Just be Chauncey, right? Because everybody fuck with Chauncey, but everybody don't fuck with all this other stuff, right? So I had to strip titles first, right? Then I'm like, okay, now this allows me to be neutral. So, right, as I'm learning, I can pull from anything. Because if I'm a part of anything, I'm a part of everything, right? So I don't care what you are. I can learn from you, and then I'm gonna give it to somebody else in a neutral form, a neutral ground. I'm gonna pull the wisdom from it and speak it in their language, and that's what I started doing. That's what made it easy for me to chop it up with people and not be preaching. And I wasn't one of them types that, right, everything I learned trying to find out how to hurry up and tell you. Nah, I'm gonna let a life situation happen, right? Then I'm not doing it loud. Like, that's how I really did the work, right? I talked to everybody low key, one-on-one, walk away, and I still tell people this to this day, man. I don't do it for the likes, right? I don't do it for the gram. I don't care if you say my name, bro. All I want you to do is learn it, apply it, right, and then give it to somebody else in their time, because that's how it's gonna come back to you, right? You're gonna be accountable for what you know. God gonna put the people in front of you that need the lessons that you learned, bro.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's what I think keep me sort of like, it keep me grounded for one, but then it keep, when my name come up, don't have a bitter taste, because then everybody trying to figure out what he is or why, you know what I mean, opposed to saying he that. So I can't mess with that, because when you say you certain stuff, you automatically get a kill switch. People cut you off immediately, right?
Yeah.
So now I don't really do it like that. So that allowed me to talk to in the joint. I'm kicking it with the evening over here, right? I'm kicking it with the sheik. You feel what I'm saying? I'm
Whoever
kicking it
the
with the
pastor
sheik.
is, whoever
I'm kicking it with everybody,
Yeah.
right? And I'm listening to them, and I'm giving them a little bit to add. But it's neutral, so they can go. Because that's how I should really talk to everybody, because I really wanted to see what caused that type of religious gang banging. So that was just another thing I had to, and I'm like, okay, I get it. I see what's happening. All right. So I could have hard discussions with people quietly, right? And then it could, no love lost. But
Right.
but if I question you in front of your peer group,
peer group.
now you forever mad or you attacking, man. So I just always kind of been like that, right?
You got to be right in front of everybody.
But what it does is, now everybody they do me a good service of holding me accountable, right? I got so many people that I done gave good advice to, or done talked to, or done said something positive about me, that keep me straight, on straight and narrow. Because that's way too many people crashing down, you know. And we done saw people here recently through the city who the whole city done forgot any little good they did. Do one thing wrong, whole city turn up.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's another reason that I stay kind of low key, because if you publicize everything you do, your wins, then you're going to have to publicize your losses too.
Man.
And I kind of take my wins and my losses quietly, man, because they come, the way that they be coming, right, be so to where the average person wouldn't understand it, that the only way I can break it down to them is coming from another source. I'm just getting downloads, man. Like, this can't be just me.
Right.
Not from where I'm from. Not Henrietta Craig, son. You know what I mean?
So while you character changing and character building on the inside, what were some of the books that took interest in your transformation that stuck to you, like you started applying? Because I know you're very versed in reading.
I will say, for me, the number one set of books that I always go back to, it's a guy named Nephra, right? And he got a Metu Netter series 1 through 7, right? And for me, that's where I got my understanding of spirituality from. You know what I mean? Because again, I've never been a blind faith person or none of that. So this kind of got me in tune, with God. But not so far-fetched that you come out preaching. It just make you understand you and the talents in you, right, and draw from that. It's more like ancient Kemet, as they would say, Egypt, but it ain't on the like how people religiously bang or but he ain't with the culture. He just understanding. I mean, he with the culture, but not breaking like with the religion side of it.
Yes.
So that was like far as the spiritual side of it, you know. But then you always like rich dad, poor dad, just understanding money, you know, Think and Grow Rich, stuff like that. Optimist Creed, that was a great book because it just teach you about optimism, right, and controlling your own mind. Of where and that's where I have problems with when people pull up on you and be absolute about telling you something about you or how your life gonna turn out. Like you don't know yourself better. So that's just like I tell people: if it's easy if you say it's easy, it's hard if you say it's hard, right? Because if the mind is the all right and the mind is mental, then that means your world is between your two ears.
You did.
So it's whatever you say. So how can you walk up on me and tell me anything about me? You see what I'm saying? Because I done heard so much negative about me as a kid growing up just because I was a bad kid that's what held me back because I believe it. You ain't going to be shit. You ain't going to never get no education. You ain't going to do this, blah, blah, blah. And then when you start doing bad stuff, now you use that as your crutch. Shit, they don't think I'm going to be shit no way.
Yeah, and I tell it that's like now, like getting older, raising children. I always tell women don't say that he bad in front of that kid. Don't call that kid bad because all you doing is speaking into that child's life. You giving him an excuse or a way out. Yeah. Make him just like anybody else. He ain't bad. He what you allowing him to be, especially if he a child. So you got to show him the way. You doing the transform. You done went through the walks. You read the book, so you putting yourself in a line with what you doing today. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Let me go back to the joint because another thing I did program, right?
Let's go.
Sir.
I did priority program that they had, right, for me. Got many certifications I could get in there. So, like, I was a suicide watch companion, right? Did the Plus program. Then I was a Plus graduate mentor, right? Then I helped start the Plus Care unit. Right. I also went through trainings in there to where I was certified to work with mentally ill offenders.
Yeah.
Right. So, and the reason I wanted to say that's important because you understand, right, who creates the programming, and then you see how the programming is for certain demographics.
Absolutely.
Right. So that's where the hard work come back in for me because I'm like, this don't make sense.
So and also I'm glad you pointed that out because that kind of started building your walk for out here in the streets.
Yeah.
Because we misunderstood.
Absolutely, and not only that, it helps us understand that we got to continually to train.
Oh yeah, constantly.
You gotta keep programming, and that's what I want all brothers to know when they coming home. Your programming, as they call it, doesn't stop. You still, if you started on the inside, if you're sincere about reform, you started on the inside, and it has to continue. Like I'm not trying to be boastful or bragful about what I'm doing, none of that. But like with me, right now I'm doing a drone class. You know what I'm saying? And just today I did a real estate class. You know, I mean, so it keeps you not only busy, but it's keeping your mind focused. Like
you should never be complacent, man. You can never know enough, right?
You gotta continue to learn.
So even in the same field, like in the last couple months, right? I done got certified. Couple things. National Institute for Criminal Justice Reform. They call that Nick Jr. Right, I done did they training. They the ones like spearheading a lot of these violence intervention programs across the nation. Yesterday, they just gave me my certificate because I got for domestic violence classes, right? Conflict resolution, and that's something people here don't even know about. Yeah. They got conflict resolution here that people, if you get into it with your neighbor, they constantly complaining or doing whatever. right? They got a number you can call, and they'll do like a mediation for y'all, just to try to come with a solution for y'all. Like no police involved, no nothing.
Man.
Just, all right, y'all neighbors, what's the problem? How can we reach a solution? Blah, 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 right? I'm certified in that to do the conflict resolutions, right? But this is all stuff that people don't know.
It's a good book on that called The Anatomy of Peace.
Yep, I got that at home too.
And hey, man, we need to start cause I was doing a training on the inside with that conflict resolution.
Yeah.
That's something that me and you we could talk about that at a later time, but it's about you. You got this training going on. So when you hit the streets, did you know what you was gonna do now, or did this? Cause I'm gonna let you tell your own story. Cause it's a beautiful story, bro. Did you know what you was gonna do now, or did it just fall in your lap?
Nah, I kind of manifested it, right? So when I was locked up again, I knew, like, you know how you hear certain sayings, they stick with you. It was like I always try to find a void and fill it, right? So, and I hate to come off a certain way, but somebody had said something to me in the joint, and they was like, keep all the coaches white, right? And when they said that, they was talking about, we worked at it, and it was called Pen Products, where they do they pick all the commissary orders, you know what I'm saying, for all the prisons. And it was like how this office looked, just melanated people in the office. And a white dude got mad and started complaining to the lady that ran it. And me and her was cool, white lady, right? And I'll never forget, she said it with a straight face, right? And like we wasn't there. She told him, yeah, you complaining that everybody in here black. She said, but we always keep the coaches white. And then when I looked around the place, right, everybody that really ran the place, right, was white. So no knock to them, but even with the programming, I saw that's how all the programs was, right? Even in prison when I went to college, I could tell everything where I always had
beneficial for white
to go, but I always ended up having a back and forth about how people not understanding our culture, right? So when I was in college, and I was only in there for a short term, because that's around the time they kicked everybody out of college. That wasn't in a certain, if you didn't have X amount of time in you was out, right?
Yeah.
But I remember in our etiquette class, right? They talking about the handshakes and looking people eye to eye. And I'm like, man, in certain cultures, like where we come from, bro.
It's aggression.
I'm like, that's a sign of aggression. I said, so if you staring people in the eye constantly where I'm from, they're going to ask you what you staring at, right? And it's going to be in a way to, like, what you own. I'm like, and if you grabbing people hand, shaking it all hard, they're going to pull away, ask you what's your problem. I'm like, no, that's a Western culture. That's not everybody culture. So then this how I did. We had a project, right? And I took me and some of the guys, we went far away, right? And I'm pounding. Right, and we come back and we ask what just happened. Are y'all about to fight? Y'all blah blah blah. I said nah. I said this what was happening. A bad chick walked across the street, and I'm like, man, she cold, boy. You don't even know why. I'm like, that's how we get when we happy, bruh. You watch a basketball game, somebody shoot a 3 from half court, you like, oh, he's cold. Blah blah. I'm like, y'all mistake that automatically as aggression. Then y'all use that against us. Our passion. I'm like, but that's how to disconnect, right? So as I kept going through this over and over, in my mind, I was like, now I see why I had so much problems young going through the system. I will get locked up and make it worse based off how you talking to me, how you treating me, because you don't understand me. So I'm like, I got to be a face for people, right, that went through what I went through. So I'm like, I got to get in their face. I got to be their advocate. If not, you're going to make a whole lot of people like me that's bitter, because, right, a lot of my resentment towards people was based off misunderstanding. You in a position to talk to me in a way that I can't talk to you based off I'm locked up. So you get to misunderstand my culture, then misappropriate, your power, and then I'm the victim of all this based off me telling you, man, treat me how I'm supposed to be treated. So I'm like, nah. So what I got to do is get up and close on these people, right? And start breaking down the barriers, man. Listen, you know what I mean? This what that mean when we do this.
Yeah.
Or this how you got to address us. Because y'all got a whole blueprint of how you want me to address you.
Yeah.
But you don't have nothing to say, this is how you address urban youth that don't have no father, that's walking out the house thinking the world against them, done got played by their family, everybody trying to up one. This is how you got to deal with them, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's why I use the peace, right? Everywhere I go, because that's peace for you and peace for me, man. When you at that gas station with that switch for these young dudes, and I get out my car, I don't know what the hell you got going on. All I know is I probably got my 2 kids with me. I don't want to get caught in the crowd. So to disarm you, my immediately thing I say is, what's up, King? Peace. If you mad at that, bro, I don't know what to tell you. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm never going to come at you wrong, but I had to. But that's what I know from being part of the culture, right? How to disarm somebody. How to come off as respectful.
Yeah.
Right? And that ain't a Western standard. Because if you telling me to walk up on somebody and be looking them all in their eye and ready to shake your hand and give you my first and last name, I don't even know you, man, where that's going to happen at?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But that's an appropriate greeting.
Yeah.
Nah, that ain't how it work here, man. So I made it my point, and right, I say, I'm going to learn these people culture, and I'm going to get up on them, right? And I'm going to talk to you.
So you applying what you learned in the joint as far as your chess moves.
Yes.
You know, and you started formulating your strategy and knowing which piece that you had to push to start making your mate moves. Am I observing you right?
Absolutely.
So as you setting your board up, because I'm trying to transition to I want the people to know the important work that you do for the community. So as you setting your board up, and you know, how did you fall off into this important great work that you doing for our community?
Honestly, man, it's just word of mouth, man. And the reason I say that, because that's all that it's been. Because it's been since 2010, right, that I've been doing the same thing that I'm doing, right? So it started with people saying, man, they said you, because I don't really say much when it comes to the work. I feel like that's what keep your name good with people, right? So like stuff that I'm doing now, this podcast gonna be the first that a lot of people even know my job or anything, because to me it's the hard work and it's who I do it for, right? So when I say word of mouth, a lot of times it be people running into each other and be like, man, did you know? And they like, nah. Or somebody saying, man, I heard you. And then it be me saying, who you hear that from? You know what I mean? Because it be a lot of discretion based off the fact that people really be needing to get coached through some serious issues and a lot of help. And the trust part of it, right, is me walking away from them and getting on with my day and not taking my work home.
Mm-hmm.
Because I be trying to protect what they got going on, and I want the trust to stay what it is, right? So the word of mouth kept it moving, and just how easily it was for me to help anybody that I could help, right? So this is one of them cases where they say, you know, bad news travel fast. Nah, good news was traveling fast, because people would say, well, you know, he seemed good for this, or other people in positions that was doing the same thing was more connected than me. Because I will say, honestly, I wasn't even
Scratching the surface.
trying to get connected.
Oh, okay.
Because I guess that's still some of that work that got to be done amongst us. Because, you know, we come from a culture where you don't exist, right? In the streets, you operated under the radar.
Yeah.
Right? So I still kind of operate under the radar because, I don't know, I didn't ever want to get bigged up for helping somebody. You know what I'm saying? Because, dang, he needed help.
So,
In my mind, I'm like, he shouldn't need help. So that bothered me that people need help when there's so many resources available. You say I'm out here, it shouldn't take. Why ain't the resources finding the people? Why the people got to find why the middleman got to find the resource to get to this man? Or it's too much. It's too much webbing going on. Right. When I feel like if he need help, if you got the resource, run to him and help him. Or advertise it. Advertise the resources, man. Like it should be more known. Like I ran into a brother today, and he was shocked that I didn't know who he was or hadn't heard of what he do. Good dude, right? Good work they do. That's why he's shocked. Didn't know. Whole room full of people. None of us heard of him. Why? You see what I'm saying?
They keep it. I mean, I'm just gonna put that out there for us. You know what I'm saying? The whole re-entry thing, and that's why I felt like this platform was needed for us. You know, the whole re-entry thing. They want us to fail, and they want us to keep the resources out the way. So for one, the funding, right? They want to harbor the funding. You know what I'm saying? Like what you do, that's why it's important for you. For what you do, you force.
Yeah. So
you force the funding to come out. You know, so. That's I would like for you to talk more about how you forcing, and that might be a wrong way to say it, but
no, that's accurate. Now I'm forcing you to use
how you bringing forth what's needed for brothers that need it or sisters.
Right. So basically, what I do is through contacts, because some people with resources will link you with other people with resources. So right now, I'm making it my business to accumulate all the resources that I can in our communities, right? And know the demographics of where your resources reach out to, the zip codes that you help, what you do with it, and all that. And then, I'm currently, a life coach for very high risk offenders, right? So it's intervention, gun violence reduction particularly, right, in the city. And I take all the resources that I find and I go hard to use them resources to help these people get acclimated in society, right, and be independent, more stable. So I'm trying to make sure they get jobs. So we looking for resources that can help us with people that need jobs that might have a robbery, might got a murder, you know what I mean, or might need help getting bills paid. I go all the way down to even as far as I go to the pamper drives. I'm getting pampers for these dudes that got kids that can't do their part for the kids. So every resource that's available, I find them and I find what these guys need, and then I go harder for them. Then they're going to go for themselves until they can get acclimated enough and back, to where they can take care of themselves. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so until they got stable job, till they got stable transportation, right? I'll do all that, be helped with all that. Then, courtesy of where I work, they might even write burial buses to help them if they get the bills straight. I know places that give out furniture. If they finally get a crib and can't afford the furniture, then they get to pick out furniture for free. On top of that, you're getting all your bathroom stuff, right? Pots and pans, everything you need. The whole key is just to get people to where they even, right? Not always struggling to get the bare necessities, right? Mm-hmm. Get them that stable job, then track the data. Everybody want to track the data on somebody that's down. They'll tell you how quick you are. They'll tell you to the science of who will reoffend.
Mm-hmm. What's that called, bro?
They got a maximum risk score, or they got a
S.
It's a oh Lord, I just went blank because I'm listening to it. But the end result is your maximum risk score based on if you have been in a in an altercation use a firearm, or if you have had a brother, sister, mother, someone has,
Or if you yourself
or
been
you
shot.
have yourself have been shot. So then they assess your risk level of either being the next victim or the next offender in that situation. And what y'all basically doing is you doing the work to bring that person, so they make sure that they not the next victim or not the next person that's doing the
That's
shoot.
what you're doing. You going toe to toe, right, against the school to prison pipeline. All the new jails being built,
Yeah.
all the new prisons being built,
Yeah.
all the new house arrest bans being created, right?
Where they making their money at?
So you going toe to
Taking
toe
away
with
from
that.
that.
Cause like I told somebody, I never seen an empty jail. right?
Absolutely.
I never seen empty bed spaces. So they always
And keeping the
got
beds
a way to
full.
keep you locked up, right?
Yeah.
So I'm learning that from based off what I know, forget the learning, right? I already learned that your circumstances will make you cut a lot of things off mentally, right? Because I could trick myself into why I'm so dope every day. I had a whole spiel for you. So imagine if you didn't have the intellect that I had, yours is lower than mine, you was cooked. I was finna mess you up on accident, right? Because when I sold drugs, I thought about prohibition. I'm like, well, alcohol was illegal. You see what I'm saying? Doing prohibition, right? I'm thinking about tobacco, how that kill you, but that's legal. How you should be cocaine and Novocaine and Coca-Cola, right? Because I always was a researcher, so I can give you every reason or why. The only reason they mad at me for selling drugs, right, is because they can't tax it. But I done cut off the part of my brain that's looking at the compassion portion that's like, man, you are terrorizing the neighborhood, right? That part was shut off. Why? Because of the trauma of taking a cold shower, right? That's a trauma when you take a cold shower in the wintertime, bruh. You see what I'm saying? That's a trauma. Kids is cruel. That's a trauma when you go to school with your summer clothes on. You feel me? So that's the norm with us, right? When people go through all that trauma. When you in the projects, it's probably out of a whole apartment complex of projects, it's probably 5 fathers in there. Because based on you getting this Section 8, right, it can't be no male in the house. You gotta follow a whole guideline, right, that the father ain't helping. They probably make you put him on child support.
That's how
so
it
to
go.
get these food stamps, to get your Section 8 voucher, right, you got to be telling us how broke you is. I'm going to make you fight and force to tell me how broke you is for me to give you this subsidized living. And we putting him on the bar list. So he walked through them doors, he getting a trespassing charge. You see what I'm saying?
And they'll walk through there and
And
see
then
if
you
it's
got-
a man's shoe in there.
But then
all
you got
that.
the dudes that's sending their girls down there. Gone down there. You know what I mean? I come through the fence. I jump over I'm going to park on the street, jump over the fence, and sneak in the apartments. This is stuff that I know for a fact that I saw, right? So look at the state that we in, bro. So somebody got to be able to say, man, because in the middle of all this, it's people getting money all the time to help people out. When I drive around, it's so many places that's out here that I just didn't. I drive past all the time that didn't know exist until somebody point the place out.
Yeah.
They do what in there? Rent assistance. What? I ain't know that. Are they pay the kids to go to school to get a GED? I ain't know that.
Yeah.
They got therapists in there, black therapists at that. Man, I ain't know that. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I'm making my point to try to find every resource that's available, because I'm running into people that really need it, dude. You know what I mean? This a fair shake. You see what I'm saying? Because you will get denied from some of the most stuff you would never imagine, bro. I got denied from driving a Uber because of a dope case. You see what I'm saying? They say you can't do Lyft, Uber, none of that. And that was just me trying to test the waters to see what's available with certain cases. Now, I was an engineer at an electroplating company at the time, but couldn't drive a Lyft. So how many other people you know gonna have my background that's gonna be in the position that I was in? Them gonna be the people that's gonna need 2 jobs.
Yeah.
And in these days, in ages, you can have 2 jobs and still can't support one house, bro. It's rough for people.
Yeah, the dollar is down. The market is crazy.
Then the lying happens a lot. Everybody hired felons until it's time to hire the felon. Then it's the stipulation. He got a theft.
What's with the case?
Or he got a robbery. You didn't say that at first when he filled that out.
You said felon. You
see what I'm saying?
You're a second chance employer.
So that get discouraging.
You sitting on the job, then they come and tell you, we can't even really hire you.
Man,
you didn't get happy.
Man.
You didn't get yourself all together. You didn't win and take the piss test.
You know what they tell you? You wasn't supposed to pass the background test.
You wasn't supposed to pass the back. They send you to HR to tell you that.
But I done seen them with my son. They done made they make
man.
offers over and over. You take the jobs and they'll let you get hired, bro, and then tell you we don't know how you passed the background test and fire you for that reason.
Walk you out that day.
And man,
that's discouraging.
That's discouraging, bro.
Because I see people really say, if somebody come to Swisher and say, Swish, man, I'm tired of the game, bro. It's a losing. Everybody dying. Everybody going to jail. I'm ready to work. Swish got a list. And now these people say they're hiring family. We got you. Then you doing all the work, and there's no. Wait a minute. Y'all said y'all got him.
And then
what you mean y'all don't got him?
And that's the work we doing. That's what Barz2Brickz trying. That's exactly what we trying to do here with this platform, man. Is provide those type resources. I'm glad you brought that up, man. How can they get with you for I know you work where you work at, but how can people get in touch with you for your service?
Could you let us know where you work too, bro?
Right now, I'm currently employed at Indy Peace. Right, it's violence intervention, specifically gun violence. Right, so a lot of the resources that I'm obtaining is through they connects.
Mm-hmm.
But even on top of that, I build a lot of personal relationships with the people to figure out how to help people that don't qualify to be in the program.
Right.
You know what I mean? To help with assistance around the community, because a lot of these resources are in our communities. So I think it's very critical that people know that these places are available, man, and use up these funds, man, and these resources is there, man.
Absolutely.
I know for a fact if everybody could use the resources that's out there that's available, man, that'll be a good impact for people, man. But a lot of people just don't know about it, man.
Yeah.
How can they hit you up, though, bro?
I can be reached at 317-982-9625. You know what I mean? Any resources that I got or that I'm connected to, I don't mind sharing at all.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you, bro.
Man, I love y'all, man.
Love you, bro.
Thank you, man. We appreciate you coming back in. This has been informative for everybody to come in and like he said, man, like if y'all don't understand how he doing the work, we sit here on YouTube and this man just gave out his phone number. That's gonna ring in his pocket. That's not at the office. That's not at his job. So that means this is really the work that he's doing out of passion that he got, man. So be serious when you make that call. You can also contact us at our Gmail. All this will be in the link in the description, man. We trying to put up the situations where we got the resources to help people when they come home. And if you need if you need the help, he got you. I appreciate y'all, man. It's been another episode of Barz2Brickz with Mikey Swisher and it's your boy King Chaos.
Bruh.
We out.
Bruh. Hey, man. We here. We ain't have to kill nobody. We ain't robbing nobody. We ain't lying. We ain't fucked up our word in the street.
It's daddy.